Indeed, young and flourishing, transforming Africa. I greet you all in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for choosing Church of Uganda Family TV this particular evening. I welcome you back from News at 8, and we are grateful as the entire team at Church of Uganda Family TV that you choose us among the very many channels. Well, we are grateful that you've walked with us this journey and you're still walking with us this journey of Flourishing Hub. Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name now. Young and Flourishing is a program that is centered around giving you as a young person the right mindset so that you can thrive through this world, irrespective of the hard times that may befall you. As long as you have the right mindset, you'll always thrive. Now, Young and Flourishing, Flourishing Hub is brought to you by Young and Flourishing Foundation. Young and Flourishing Foundation is built on 4 pillars, and it's on these 4 pillars that we have Flourishing Hub. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, I'll still share with you these pillars because they are important and they are the foundation of this program. The first pillar is money. We all want money. It is the reason perhaps you woke up early in the morning to go at your place of work, and now if you really lack the financial discipline in you, then you and your money will soon part. That is why Young and Flourishing teaches you the value for working. You work, you earn this money. They teach you the value of saving. But most importantly, they'll teach you how to invest this money so that it can accumulate more and more. The second pillar is daring in life. Yes, we talked about in our promo world-class business, men and women. You too can be that one, a world-class business innovator. You can be that world-class business person as long as you do not despise that humble beginning. Now, Young and Flourishing gives you the confidence to dare to go for it until you get it. Isn't that wonderful? The third pillar is strategy. As young people, we are ought to have plans in life. You should have a plan. You should have a strategy on which your life runs. Because if you do not have a plan, then you'll always be in other people's plans, which is very absurd. So you ought to live your own plan. And the last pillar, of course, is mentorship. We need mentors. We need people who have walked the journey we want to walk. We need people who have tested the waters that we want to test. That is why Young and Flourishing gives you a reason to always look out for a mentor before you start up any initiative. And if just in case you can't find any mentor, Young and Flourishing has its door open to offer you the mentors and to offer you the mentorship that you need. So we are delighted, and I have a close attachment to today's topic because I'm a product of Aluro School. So if you're there and you're a product of Aluro School, shout out to all of us. And I know people like Anaya and people like LUK, who we are about to unveil here, are products of town schools. But we are grateful that at least there are people who look out and they see an opportunity in Luro schools. Today we are talking about unlocking the power of Luro schools. And with us is the one Jude Kigozi, who is the managing director of LUK Solar. Now, LUK Solar is ready here. Known to LUK Alinayote that you know. This is a company called LUK Solar. Mr. Kigozi, you're most welcome to Flourishing Hub.
Thank you very much.
We're indeed grateful to have you this evening, and we can't wait to hear how you decided to take the path of transforming the village schools.
Exciting. I'm really happy to be here, Edrine, and I give glory to God.
Amen.
For the opportunity, and it's always a pleasure to share these stories.
Okay.
And the impact. Yeah.
We are grateful, and now there is someone who is watching us, and they would really want to know who is Jude Kigozi, besides being the MD of LUK Solar. Just a little about you.
Yes. Thank you, Edrine. You mentioned that I could be also a town. I come from town schools, not really somehow from the suburb. I come from Chitetika. That's where my school used to be. My name is Jude. Jude Kigozi. I will start with the company. I run LUK Solar as the MD. I've already mentioned. And LUK Solar is a distributor. We call ourselves leading distributors of last mile distributors, actually, of solar solutions. Okay, we want to light up schools which are off-grid and which are economically disadvantaged. But on a personal, I'm a family man also. I'm happily married. I have 4 kids. I want to wish them all a good time where they are, those who are viewing, and I want to also wish you a good show, and I'll be sharing more about my journey and my story as we go on.
Surely, it is so exciting that, people have a tendency of neglecting village schools. I don't know why, but out of this show, I believe people out there will pick up interest, because there are also opportunities. The opportunities are not only in town schools. Yes. So what inspired you to do the work you're doing, specifically the rural electrification, if I can put it like that?
Yeah. So thank you very much. I also actually spent most of my school days in a day school, and I used to commute to school. So, but I also used to. Originally, my father came from a village called Bamnanika back there in Luweero, and he told us a story that when he was growing up, he used to commute to school, like to walk to school, to Mulaje school. Okay, and the school itself didn't have electricity, and up to this day, you realize that some of the villages like Bamnanika, like in Luweero, they don't have. They're off grid in a way. Okay, how much electricity is there, but sometimes they struggle because maybe of affordability and things like that. So why did I choose to join this journey of trying to see that even those people who are beyond the grid, who are not fully served, get a chance? Was really triggered because of the story. I also picked from my father. Actually, when he was narrating his story, how he used to go to his primary school and all they used to go through, and I could see that this gentleman called I think Churchill, the former prime minister of UK, said never let a good crisis go to waste. So I really saw a chance there of exploiting an opportunity. Some people call it a challenge. Wherever there is a challenge, there is an opportunity. So the challenge is the biggest percentage of our population still has a big challenge of not having electricity, especially the schools. Yeah. So I believe that if you come into the schools and light up the schools as a starting point, then you're giving an opportunity to so many people. So I jumped onto a vision of like my father and his partners who are trying to push this forward, and that's how we started pushing LUK Solar into schools. And right now we have very good partners that we are working with, and that's what I'm here to share with you today, how we can unlock the power of rural schools. Exactly. So many opportunities. If you bring power and you eliminate the energy poverty, so many opportunities will be unlocked.
Okay. Was it easy for you, even after having this aspiration from your dad, was it really easy for you to start? How did you start?
Yeah. Thank you very much. It still comes back to him. I mean, when from our village, he brought in his friends, to visit. In our village, the village is in Bamnanika. So these friends came and found that we didn't have electricity in the house. And he told them 40 years down the road, this place where I grew up, there's no electricity. So through partnership, through these collaborations with these visitors, I send them greetings. I think they will tune in and see. As these good friends of ours, they're from Germany. They started bringing in some solutions which they had worked on, and then we realized, it's working. So from that humble beginning, way back in 2015, they started slowly, and we have seen the impact grow day by day. So many partners are bringing hands-on, and we have been able to push forward. So I picked the mantle from him and ran away with it.
Oh, okay. That is very good and exciting. So we are looking at businesses, because very many of us really have that strong zeal. We want to start, but we do not want to taste the bitterness of the aloe vera, yet we want to be healed. I think that if I can put it like that. So were there any challenges that you encountered as we were starting this, or as LUK Solar was in its initial stages?
Yes.
What are some of them that you can share with us?
Yeah, so I really want to attribute it to the vision bearer. Then way back in 2015, they had a vision. My father and his friend Kurt Zugner is our German friend. So they had a vision. Okay, there's always a why. Why should we start what we want to start? So they thought, okay, it would be easy. You just come in and bring in some solar products and trust people with these solar products. And because the solution, what I'm going to share with you today in detail, is the affordability. I mean, solar has been here for the last 50 years. Yeah, but is it affordable? How do you bring it to Bamunanika, to Nalongo, in Luweero? Where is your village? How do you bring it back home?
Kalangalo, in the Mitiana district. Yes.
Mitiana. So the thing is affordability. So my friends there, my father and his friend, now my very good friend, they thought it would be easy. Bring the solution, because it's there, people will pay for it. Okay, you can even give them the solution, and they will pay. And they burnt their fingers. Okay, they burnt their fingers because it's a bit different here. Our culture, I think, how we can afford to pay. Sometimes it's genuine because of affordability. Sometimes people don't have the discipline to pay. Like you said, mentorship and strategy and how to handle money. People want to first learn how to handle credit before you extend it. So biggest challenge is credit, getting the solution down on the ground, but also getting the money back, because there is an investment, there is a cost to these solutions. So one of the biggest challenges has been that we in the first days we could give out so much, but also we expose ourselves a lot, too much risk, and getting the money back was a bit of a challenge. So that we could, I mean, our risk was really big, and it kept on growing. So today I'm just here to see how we can really, now we have learned 8 years down the road, we have learned quite a lot of things, and I'm here to share with my young entrepreneurs also how they can privilege our lessons.
Sure, and we really want to learn from your story, especially when you said that, of course, when you go into the field, you have a lot of expectations, and sometimes these expectations are ruined, and sometimes this pushes very many people out of business because you realize maybe we are deceived. For instance, if you do not share with us some of the challenges we encountered, and you only talk about the other side, with excitement I can start up the following day, and when I meet these challenges, I may think you deceived me because there is some information you kept by yourself. But irrespective of the challenges you encountered, how have you been able to see LUK Solar grow in these 8 years and overcoming the challenges to stay strong in business?
No, the key thing really is mentorship. Just like you said, from the pillars. Even today, I'm learning. I'm a believer of lifelong learning. So I'm a member of Young and Flourishing mentorship program. So you have to keep learning, right? So as an entrepreneur, as a young entrepreneur, there you're trying to find your way in this space. The way first thing to solve the challenge is to learn from those people who have walked this journey before, right? There will be mentors, there will be people willing to hold your hand and walk you through this straight. So if you tune your mind as a lifelong learner, then it's going to work. So I really want to attribute that to learning, to mentorship, to people who have really joined our struggle, if you like, but our journey to create impact. Okay. In this whole tenure of us trying to unlock the power of rural schools. But today also, I want to tell you, my friend Edrine, that you have to first of all build something called, like you said, it's about strategy as one of the pillars. You have to build a needs-based model, right? These days, when we go to schools, when we go to the VSLAs, we don't bring something and we put them to them. We first understand what do they really need, what can they afford. You see, how can they scale it up? Is it modular, right? So those are key areas that you have to really focus on in your strategy to see that what you bring to the ground, because like power, as for our case, is a social need, right? Is a public good. So people, what do they really want to use the power for? You need to ask yourself that. So if you ask me how I have been able to overcome, is also to really go down to the ground, to the grassroots, and understand the needs. But also to work with other people who have been there before, to piggyback what other great solar companies are doing. I'm happy to be a member of Uganda Solar Energy Association as LUK Solar, but there are so many other associations, of like teachers associations. We now try to go to them, we partner with them, we try to interview with them. They make the journey easier for us in defining what exactly do people need, right? Because there is no one size fits all for our business, for example, or our work. And I'll tell the same to any other entrepreneur to define the need, the target.
Okay. So earlier you talked about the very many opportunities that are in the rural, and because you realize that from our SST where we said about rural urban migration, where up to now this is still vivid, that very many people leave their villages to come to town. I think it is the reason you also not in Bamunanika now. It's the reason I'm not in Kalangalo now, and I'm lingering around town. But anyway, we want to now unveil those opportunities that you talked about that are in rural schools and unlocking that power. Yes.
Great. Thank you very much. So the key thing starts with education. Like I told you, I'm a believer in lifelong learning.
Yes.
But also it's an opportunity to unlock even more opportunities through education, right? Because if you educate the youngsters, they are the ones who are going to be entrepreneurs, to set up the businesses, to set up the vocational work. So that's where the opportunity begins. So the first opportunity is to power education. If we can power education and we make the communities know that there are partners willing to bring down power to schools. That's key. That's one thing, right? But also we have learned that so many other what you call PUEs, like productive use of energy opportunities, come after education. For example, farming, poultry farming. If you have light for your chicken, then you can do so much with such opportunities. So the key thing is to, like I told you, Edrine, to eliminate the energy poverty. We have seen practically from our schools, but also our VSLAs where we bring solar. These ladies are now able to charge their phones very affordably. And when you charge your phone, these days the phone is like a marketplace. You can easily call the market, and then someone comes and picks your produce. And then you can also call the market, and then you will receive some monies for your produce. That's one. Some ladies are making handcraft, right? So they are able to make all these using the light that they are getting out of the work that having energy in the first place. So what are the opportunities in the rural areas? So groups, if people can come into groups, they can now build like kind of a social capital to be able to attract so many other partners, right? So we have been able to network these rural schools, bring them in contact. Right now I'm advocating for them here on TV. So those are some of the opportunities that we can bring for them, and they're giving us excellent testimonies. One particular testimony came from Aleptong. Aleptong is Lila, and this school is saying, because we were able to get light, the students are learning, the grades are improving. They're now performing 3 times better than they used to perform before. How? Because however much they are day scholars, they come at school at night and they're getting light, and then they're able to do it. So through education, through the women being able to do the extra work at night, because what we call sleeping, like wabakange and koko. When darkness falls, then people go to bed. They have now more extra hours, more than 4 hours in the night to do more work, productive work. So the shops open longer, economic activities happen for more hours. So that's our testimony, that's our experience. But of course, because of the first step, there are so many other people who are also building on that and bring so many other opportunities in these communities.
Okay. When you talked about schools, I remembered when we were in school, in my village school, we never had an opportunity to use solar. So each time electricity was off, we are using they're called pressure lamps.
Yes.
They're using gas.
Yes.
So there is a lamp on top of a gas cylinder. And I realize each time we use this gas cylinder or this pressure lamp, our eyes, by the time we end preps, the eyes were always itchy and, all that. So I believe solar is bringing a new face onto this. Now we look at still under the opportunities that are available. Do you offer solar for only lighting, or you offer solar to even business people to use, like refrigerators, or solar are powerful enough to run milling machines?
And thank you for asking that. So LUK Solar is a social enterprise. We are after impact, right? So what are we offering? We're offering solar as a service. Okay, so we are looking for all those service providers who can bring about those things we have mentioned, to work with them, to bring an impact in the community, to eliminate that energy poverty, to eliminate darkness, to eliminate people not working. So one particular offer that we give, and why we are here on TV and why we network, is because we want to work with as many youths. So the key opportunity, Edrine, is we want to work with many youths who are out there. They have some small shops. If you go to Mitiana, you said Mitiana?
Mitiana, Kalangalo. That mighty place.
You find them in the town. You have someone with a small shop, and they're trying to do some technical work, like a technical shop, maybe phone charging, and then a panel here and there. We want to empower them.
Saloons,
right?
and what?
Yes. So my friends there, and I'm going to send them some regards, James Vyomhanji and Herbert. They are there in Kayunga, and James comes from 40. They work in their own way. They are like independent entrepreneurs in their own villages. We are empowering them to give them tools, right, to be able to bring solar, to unlock the power of solar energy in the rural areas through VSLs and women groups, and also through schools, right? How do we do it? Is we have tools. We have a set of tools. We have a model which is proven to work. We just give it to them and plug it into their business, and we support them to succeed. So they are the ones who will bring the solar fridges to the communities. They're the ones who will bring the lights to the communities, but also the cooking. Now we are doing what we call cooking and lighting. So we are cooking also with solar. But how do we do it? Not LUK Solar that we want to do it as a company, but we do it as a multiplier effect by plugging into these local implementers who are doing that on the ground, and they're able to also build their own solar businesses and succeed.
Of recent, Makerere University launched a solar cooker, and I believe this is one of those innovations that Uganda should be proud of. Now, after the break, we are going to go in and show us how such innovators can now tap into this opportunity. Don't go anywhere. We are taking a short commercial break. With you and I, Africa is transformed. But how? Is when we choose to start, is when we choose to cause that transformation, because we have to transform Africa ourselves. Each time we depend on other people for transformation, they'll bring to us weird stuff. So let us decide, let us choose, let us join our efforts to transform Africa together. That is why Flourishing Hub is here, and Flourishing Hub is brought to you by Young and Flourishing Foundation. And we believe that you and I can transform Africa. We are looking at the opportunities or unlocking the power of rural schools. Of course, and of course, we know through schools, as long as schools are lightened up, then even the communities are lightened up, because transformation also goes through school. Now, when the school is transformed and civilized, then the community back will to enjoy enjoy the transformation. With us is Jude Kigozi, who is the MD LUK Solar. So, Jude, we are back from the break, and I want to ask you this. For the 8 years you have been in business of rural electrification. I call this rural electrification because we realize that the government has a program of rural electrification, but I think it is overwhelming because even up to now, even when of recent the Ministry of Energy told us that they want to achieve it by 2025, we realize they have not even gone 40%. So we can't really be sure that in the 2 years they'll achieve the biggest part that is not. But we realize that your stakeholders in this and you're supporting the government to achieve this dream. And I think at a cheaper cost, and the natural way, because with the solar you don't need to start to pay to subscribe every after a period of time. So have you really looked out and say, at this level, in the 8 years, I've achieved the dream of rural electrification?
Yes. So thank you very much. That's a very good question, and thank you for attributing it to the government. The government has tried so much, and they continue to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I told you, there's no one size fits all. What we need to, government also knows it. We have been working with Ministry of Energy through GIZ. GIZ has really supported our rural schools electrification a lot as a partner. But what I want to say is, yes, they are doing a great job, and the impact can be seen. In Bamnanika now, you are seeing electricity around, but the other thing is affordability. Like I told you, it's not for everyone, and we have studied it. There is research to show that, okay, if you want to really look at how to bring electrification in the villages, we're not going to give them one solution, all of them. There will be those who will use solar, there will be those who will use umeme, like normal grid electricity, and there will be others who will use maybe biogas and so many other solutions, right? So we supplement and we complement each other. That's true. But yes, the question is, in the 8 years, how do I measure my impact?
Yes.
Okay, so the thing for us was to do something which is modular and scalable. And what does this mean? This one means that you do one village at a time, one village, one household at a time, right? Or one village, one school at a time. Okay, so if we go to Bamnanika alone, and only this year we have done over 90 schools in Bamnanika, that gives us a lot of joy. It's a milestone for us. Okay, so and we've been doing that over the last 8 years, and as I speak, we have done more than 1,200 households, which have now electricity in terms of solar, right? And that's how we measure. But that's one way to do it. The other way is to see that we are regionally available with trained technicians, solar technicians, okay, who are going to make sure that this solar continue to work, okay? And we've trained quite a number, now more than 100, and they're all over the communities. They have worked with us, and we also attract more because technology keeps changing. Energy efficiency is now what we are talking about. We keep bringing in new solutions which are going to make it even more affordable. So we train and retrain, we learn and unlearn. So two ways to measure our impact.
Yes.
How many people have we trained and empowered to be good solar technicians in the community, and they are bringing these solutions continuously to our users, but also going one village at a time, one school at a time, and now seeing the number of schools that we have touched, which schools are now actually raising now the flag for other stakeholders to also come and see how possible it is, and they are also taking it up from there to run away with it. So that's one way to unlock power, because the truth is, Edrine, we can't do it alone as LUK Solar. The challenge is big. More than 70% of the population in Uganda still are off-grid, or they have unstable grid. We call it beyond the grid. So there's a lot of opportunity for other stake players, others to come and do some part. We've been able to carry some kind of portion of that over the years, and we are really grateful about it. But the key thing for us is the impact. If we are seeing this old mother in Kalangalo who was not able to call people in the town.
Yes.
And now we have 8,000 of those who can call people in the town to bring them medicine, to bring them food. That makes us very happy to measure our contribution and impact to this. Yeah.
And so what are some of the indicators that someone can really use to evaluate their impact, especially in the service they're rendering? It could be a service business like the one you're taking on, but it could also be a goods a goods initiative where they extend goods. So what are some of those indicators that they can look at? Now, at least you have your indicators. But what are some of these indicators that someone can sit back and say, according to this and this, I believe I'm causing a change, I'm causing transformation. Or I should now go back and revise my model.
I see. So I mean, I like your pillars, and I want to borrow from that. But there's quantitative and qualitative. You must be able to measure in numbers and money, because, like we said, we all want to make money. Okay. Even my model, it has become profitable. I want to create impact and help people socially, but at the end of the day, I must be able to make profit. Okay, and make money. So one indicator, quick indicator, is you should be able to become profitable after a period of time, whether you're offering a service or a product. Okay, I'm offering solar solutions. My first goal is to see that so many installations have been made and people's lives have changed. But now, once these communities are happy, they should reward me with money, and that's what every entrepreneur wants to see. So if you are seeing money in the bank, then you are making it, and the trend should be rising. That's one way. But also the other way to as an indicator is to see that people are giving you positive testimonies and reviews about how satisfied they are about your product or service, right? So they will post for you reviews and ratings, maybe on your website, on your social media, and even maybe phone calls. So it's one thing to sell a good product, for example, solar. It's another for people to continuously have repeat customers who are happy and are coming back to you with good testimonies. So one way I would ask any entrepreneur to measure impact and also measure quantitatively is the number of reviews they are getting about the service that they are giving.
Okay, so meaning as you run your business, you should leave an inlet for feedback.
A good window, clear and clearly communicated for feedback to come back to you, especially if you're a social entrepreneur and you want to really create change in the community. Because it says to be about me or your product, but what the community is talking about your product.
Okay. Now you're referring to entrepreneur, but there is this question that very many people have out there. Because I'll give an example. You and I can choose to start up the same business. You succeed, I fail. And now there is a question. Are entrepreneurs born or they are made? What answer do you have for that? And why? For whichever answer you give us.
Yes, that's a good one. I think I was made. I am an entrepreneur, and it's a good question. The question is, are entrepreneurs born or made?
Yes.
I mean, there are guys who are out there and they are doing things, and you wonder. There are so many people I look up to. My mentor, Kurt Zugna, is the vision bearer for LUK Solar. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's brilliant. Sometimes I think he was born like that. You know, with that DNA of making great decisions about investment and what. But before I know it, when I hear his story, as I get to learn more about him, I realize that he also has a mentor. He also has someone who holds his hand, someone who helps him, show him the direction. But also he goes out and he doesn't hide. He doesn't like hiding your head under the sand. Not to hear. He goes out and listen to critics, to people trying to give him feedback, and my answer to you, Edrine, is I think entrepreneurs are made, and even you, young startup there, or even if you're not an entrepreneur or you are just on the job, there will be someone in your life who will change your life. There have been people who have talked I've said good things into my life that have made me see a turning point in my life. So whatever I am becoming, there's someone behind it, in line with mentorship and grooming and an example, a role model. So the short answer is I think entrepreneurs and successful business people are made.
Okay. Yeah, because there are people you work with, and each time they step into a place, their mind has already seen an opportunity in a place even before anyone else does. And that is why I think that question was really important, that some of us have now grown to think, those ones were born like that. Yeah. But I at least with that answer, we know that as long as you are determined to the goal, then you can always be made. Now, what message do you have for aspiring social entrepreneurs who want to be like you? They want to offer this social service, and and those young people who really yearn to cause that difference in society, so that they can also count themselves part of the stakeholders in development.
Yeah. So there are quite a number of opportunities. Let them have an open mind to opportunities than being pessimistic. Then the other thing I can tell people who are my fellow young people who are trying to start up is the fear. Okay, so the fear of the unknown, fear of taking risks, fear of even coming on TV or social media and trying to talk about your product, especially if you think. And my brother Paul Tege told me this: if you think you are bringing a solution to the community, right? Go and look out for a problem you can solve in the community. And if you identify that problem, don't fear talking about it. Come out, build in the public. Some people want to build under the bed. They think, maybe some people will steal my idea or something like that. Go out, build in the public. Before you know it, you get so many people who are willing to jump on board and support you and mentor you and network with you to grow your idea, to grow your solution, and then you are able to make impact. And once you make impact, and the community will reward you for that impact.
Okay. And what are your parting shots? And you can as well send out greetings to those that have been watching you.
Yes. I'll use this opportunity. Actually, my parting shots really that. I want to meet some people, but I also want to call on more partners. If you're a youngster in the community in Kalangalo and you have a small technical shop you're running, we want to unlock your power, so you can unlock the power in the schools and in our groups. So if you're out there, you have to look up LUK Solar. We have quite a number of channels that you can find us, social media and everywhere. Learn about what we are doing. We're going to support you if you're a technical person and you're in the community and trying to do some good work, especially in distribution of solar and energy. We want to show you where the opportunities are. Okay. It's something we call opportunities for solar solutions, right? We can point them out for you, and we can help you find your position in this space. That's one. But also, that's my parting shot. I also want to partner with so many other solar companies because I feel like we can't do this alone. As LUK Solar, we can do so much together. We are better together. So distributors of solar companies, I'm really happy to be associated, and I want to continue to connect with more of such companies, but also with other business leaders, especially those who are unlocking opportunities in rural areas. Okay. But my parting shot will be that, I want to wish you a good evening, but I also want to send greetings to the LUK Solar Scouts, wherever you are. You said you'll be watching from Bamnanika, from Kayunga, from Aliptong, from Mukono, from 40 and Kasese. We go to as many as 30 districts. Okay. That's where we've been working. I want to wish you a very good evening, but also to encourage you to push further as we continue to bring light to the rural areas. Okay. One key thing for me is it's one thing to give a good solution which unlocks power in schools, but it's another to give a quality solution. Okay. So we want to continue to pledge quality because Edrine, we believe that quality equals sustainability.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if you want to bring us something of high quality, then we can work with you to unlock the power of rural schools.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Jude Kigozi and the entire team of LUK Solar. Now, talking about a sustainability, there should always be a plan. And I want to really appreciate, you people who have followed me specifically for quite some time on Flourishing Hub. I know Flourishing Hub, it has been an amazing journey of 2 years from the way I picked it up from Doreen Buchana, who has always been still coming back as a face in a Flourishing Hub. Then on the way, we also had Sabiti, Bito, commonly known as Bito. And then, my face also shows up from then. And I really say it is an amazing and interesting experience. And today, I want to introduce to you someone new into Flourishing Hub. Of course, it doesn't mean that I'll disappear forever, but for very many episodes, this is the face you will be seeing on Flourishing Hub. Now, join me as we welcome this young, zealous man, LUK Alinaitu. LUK,
yes.
How are you doing, Sebo?
I'm doing great.
Are you great?
I'm really great.
You know, some of us are aging. You can see the beards.
Anti-salongo, right?
And we are about to get with out of the bracket, but we really want to let you people take on the opportunities. And what is that feel for you in Flourishing Hub as the new face?
I can't explain enough.
Okay.
I can tell you since morning when I got the news, my cheekbone muscles have been... the excitement has been really a lot.
Okay.
I can't appreciate you enough, first of all, for having driven us for this long time. And now that you're setting aside and giving the chance to us, it is really great. My name is LUK Alinaitu, and of course, as he has said, I'm going to be the new face. Wow, what an amazing occasion this is for me.
Okay. And only to share with us some of the expectations, because I understand there is a lot more that we are cooking as far as Flourishing Hub is concerned.
Yes.
What should people expect?
Flourishing Hub, it's at some phase, it is going to step out of studio and we come to you there, our dear viewer, talk to you directly where you are, not you coming to us at the studio. So there's a lot being cooked, as you've said. There's a lot that has been adding onto the menu we've been having.
Okay.
Yeah, but for now, I just feel so excited to be part of this and now Flourishing Hub, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to also remind our viewers that soon the time will also change for this program, and we shall not be sitting here in the night. So what is that new time?
So the time we shall be shifting to Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m.
Okay.
And that is where we shall be in the fields where our dear viewers are, to engage them and on basically the pillars we have as Flourishing Hub on what we focus on majorly. That's what we shall be focusing on in the fields there.
Okay.
Yes.
So come August, all you need to do is to keep it at Church of Uganda Family TV, because just know this is a fully packed show. Everything is new, including the host. But will I get an opportunity to pop up at least once in a while?
You can come to my office.
I love that. But I should say it has been really amazing, and we do this all for the better of the show, so that we can give you the best. Like we are determined to be the region's most acclaimed model family TV. We want to achieve that. That is why we bring in everything for the good and benefit of you, our viewer. And of course, when you don't see me in Flourishing Hub, there is something new that is coming, and that is the Family Hour. So I'll migrate to the Family Hour and leave my brother LUK take up responsibility in Flourishing Hub. God bless you. Thank you so much. We meet again when we can.